Enlightenment is but a recognition, not a change at all. This is another golden moment in the Course in Miracles. This is from lesson 188, and the lesson is the peace of God is shining in me now. Let's read the first paragraph, and then we'll talk about this a little bit. The peace of God is shining in me now. Paragraph 1. Why wait for heaven? Those who seek the light are merely covering their eyes. The light is in them now. Enlightenment is but a recognition, not a change at all. Light is not of the world, yet you who bear the light in you are alien here as well. The light came with you from your native home and stayed with you because it is your own. It is the only thing you bring with you from Him who is your source. It shines in you because it lights your home and leads you back to where it came from, and you are at home. Let me read that last sentence again. It shines in you because it lights your home and leads you back to where it came from, and you are at home. All right. So that last sentence is a little bit weird, but so what is Jesus saying? This lesson is a little bit long. We could do the whole lesson. Yeah, it's a little bit long. I don't know if we'll do the whole lesson because we can just stay with this one paragraph. Now, first of all, does Jesus talk about enlightenment much in the Course? I believe this might be the only place that he mentions the word enlightenment. Why does he talk about enlightenment? Clearly, this term enlightenment, I think we generally think of enlightenment from Buddhism, because I think it comes from this idea that Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and became enlightened, right? That might be like the start of it. But did he become enlightened? You might also say he became awakened. He realized his true self. Basically, this idea comes from the East, right? Now, we might think enlightenment means like you're filled with light, right? You or you somehow achieve a state which is like you are transformed into something other than what you were, right? Through this enlightenment process. But Jesus is emphasizing, and he's emphasizing throughout the Course, this idea of the atonement, right? The atonement principle, and he keeps restating the atonement principle, and he's restating it right here in this paragraph. Once again, he's saying, God has never changed because you were created by God as God. You also have never changed. Your true self has never changed. So when you remember your true self, that is enlightenment, right? Right, the remembrance. But you don't change into something that you're not. You actually just remember what you've always been. That's a difference, right? You're not. It's not like you're transformed into something other than what you are, right? Something different, something other, and maybe something better than others. Like you are superior to everyone else somehow, right? You're spiritually superior, and I think that's part of maybe the trap of enlightenment, as we have come to think about it. Just like everything we talk about gets colored by the ego, right? So we tend to think of enlightenment as this special people are somehow have special knowledge or special talents or skills that get them to this place of enlightenment where they are now superior to others. But Jesus, throughout the Course, is emphasizing that if enlightenment is true at all, enlightenment is the understanding or the remembrance that we are all that no one is better than anyone else. No one is above anyone else or below anyone else. Right? So it's really a remembrance of what we all are, not just me, me, myself, and I, right? That I am this great enlightened being, right? Which I think in the beginning of the spiritual journey, we might have that. That might be what drives us, right? That we do want to be an enlightened being. We want to be, a superhero or whatever. We want to have superpowers, or we want to have this, special connection to the divine that others do not have, but that we have, because we're special, right? Because we are somehow different and special and unique, which we all are anyway. But the course, basically takes out the ego from the equation. So let's read it again. Why wait for heaven? Those who seek the light are merely covering their eyes. The light is in them now. What is the light? The light really is the Holy Spirit, right? The light is our God's self, right? What is the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit, the Course calls it the voice for God, right? It's what came to us in the dream, when we took the tiny man idea seriously, and we dreamed the dream of separation, so to speak. The Holy Spirit, so to speak, came with us, which is the memory of our true divine nature, our true, true self, let's say, right? The true oneness, unity of all things. The Holy Spirit was the memory of that we are still that, even though we're having this crazy dream. But the light, the Holy Spirit, the light of the Holy Spirit, which sometimes has been called, I think Ken Wapnick called it the lighthouse, right? The lighthouse. The lighthouse, you're like when you're in a ship and you're on the sea. The lighthouse is what helps you to find your way back home, right? And the lighthouse never really changes. The light is stable, but you on the ship are not stable. You're moving, but the lighthouse is just shining and shining, right? And that's really what the Holy Spirit is it's just that light that keeps shining, like the sun. And the sun is always shining, but the clouds get in the way. So the light is in them now. Enlightenment is but a recognition, not a change at all. So enlightenment means that you recognize your true self. You remember, or you realize what you are, what you already are, right? You don't become enlightened. You remember that you're already enlightened. And what does it mean to be enlightened? It means that you are, your true self is the self of all, right? Your true self is the one love that we all are. Light is not of the world, yet you who bear the light in you are alien here as well. It's an interesting sentence as well. Light is not of the world. This echoes the Gospel of John, I believe, like the beginning of the Gospel of John. Light is not of the world, yet you who bear the light in you are alien here as well. Right? We're not of the world, right? Our true self. We made this whole thing up. This dream, we dreamed this dream, the impossible dream. We made it up. This is not our home. This world is not reality. This is an illusion. This is a dream. The light came with you from your native home and stayed with you because it is your own. And this is the Holy Spirit, right? The Holy Spirit came with us into the dream. It is the only thing you bring with you from Him who is your source, right? So this is the voice for God, the Holy Spirit, the light, or the lighthouse that came with us into the dream, right? It's the memory. It's what Ken Wapnick, called it the memory of God, the memory of God that came with us into the dream. It's that part of ourselves that always knows, that still knows and has always known. And we try to block it out, right? We resist it. Right? until we get to the point where we have that turning point where Jesus says, it's like when Bill and Helen, when Bill gave that speech and he was like, there's got to be a better way. We can't go on like this, right? There's got to be another way. There's got to be a better way. And that was the moment where Bill basically had enough, and he was at that point. It was a turning point for him, and for Helen as well. But I think Helen was already there. She was kind of waiting for Bill to get there too. It is the only thing that you bring with you from him who is your source. It shines in you because it lights your home and leads you back to where it came from, and you are at home. It's a difficult sentence. It almost seems like the sentence has something missing, maybe. It shines in you because it lights your home and leads you back to where it came from, and you are at home. Might have to look into that a little bit. But in any case, I think we covered it more or less. We covered the main point here, which is that the Course does not talk about enlightenment much. It suddenly talks about it right here. And enlightenment is not like a special status or state. It's really just a remembrance of what we are, right? That's for the Course what enlightenment is. And true enlightenment is when you're home, you're back home, right? You're all the way in the oneness. There's no, and who can say what that is, really? I don't think anyone here really can say. It seems to be this this place of where everything is whole and connected. There's no ego. There's no separate selves. Or maybe there are separate selves on some level, but there's no ego, which means there's no separation, right? Even though there might be some differentiation, but there's no egoic separation. This is, one of the challenges of the Course is to, is because the Course ultimately is leading us to the experience, and the words are really not enough, right? Because it's leading us to the experience of what it is. Anyway, you can read the rest of this. I might just post the whole thing in the description, and would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, and are you enlightened? Shine on.